Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be extremely exciting for me because I'm going to be setting up and starting 2 new girl group collections which I've been waiting absolutely ages for, and then I'm also going to be reorganizing my wjsn collection into this A5 binder. So I'm going to be using the lucalab composition binder for these 3 groups, and they all fit really perfectly in here. So I have 3 stacks of cards in front of me, or fillers I should say. So this stack is my wjsn collection, which I'll be moving in here. And then I have this stack of fillers for one group, and this stack of photo cards for another group. Okay, so I think I'm going to set up for the 2 new collections first. And I've already added in all the pages and dividers. So this first set of pages is for stayc, which I've never talked about on this channel, but in terms of 4th gen girl groups, stayc is actually my favorite girl group. So of the 4th gen, my top 3 favorite groups would be stayc, Purple Kiss, and Ive. And a few months ago, I got extremely into stayc, like listening to their music non-stop. They have my favorite 4th gen girl group discography, and they have some of the best photo cards ever, so I've been wanting to collect them for so long. And the 2 members I will be collecting are Isa and Sayan. So Isa is my bias, and then I wouldn't really say Sayan is my second bias, but I think her cards are some of the best. And truly after Isa, I don't really have a second bias because I love every single member so equally, but I decided to collect these 2 for now. So I have made a bunch of fillers for these pages. I hardly have any cards because I actually haven't really started this collection yet since I don't have any albums yet, but I'll be getting some in a couple weeks when I go to the city for some K-pop concerts. But for now, I'll be setting these up with the fillers. So I'm going to do it in columns where this is Isa's column and then this is Sam's column for each album. So the first page is for Star to a Young Culture. And then I'm actually not going to collect ASAP because I don't really like the cards for that era, so I'm just moving on to Stereotype, which I know is the most difficult album to collect, and I'm really gonna take this collection slowly and just not really stress about it because I want this to be something fun to do and something that just brings a lot of joy to look at. So I'm not really going to stress too much about this album for now. Oh, and I'm also not collecting the special card or whatever that is because it doesn't really fit with my layout, and also I don't really like it too much, so I decided to just not collect that one. And yeah, like this isn't going to be a collection that's super thorough, it's more just going to be the cards I like and that I think look really pretty. So yeah, this is Stereotype A, Isa and Sayan, and then Type B. And then for Young Love, which is actually, when I started getting into them, I like randomly heard Young Love playing. Thought it was the title track. Young Love is quite literally one of the best girl group songs I've ever heard in my entire life. It's my favorite stayc song, and then my second favorite song is Slow Down. But they honestly just have a flawless discography. It's so different to all the other K-pop girl groups I listen to, and that's why I love it so much. It doesn't really sound like K-pop to me. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's kind of what I would say. But yeah, this first page is for the Young cards and then the Love cards. And then this page is for the AR cards and the jewel cases, and these 2 members, 2 cards match each other, so I was really happy with the look of this page. And I actually have 1 card, so I don't really know if this is the Young or the Love card, but I think it's this one, but if it's not, I'll just change it later. And then the only other Isa card I currently have right now is Bucket Hat Isa, Apple Music version 2 or 3 or something from Stereotype. Literally one of the greatest photo cards of all time. Rihanna actually gave this to me because someone randomly gave it to her and I seriously wanted this, so oh my gosh. This is like my favorite photo card of all time. And I have nowhere to put this because I didn't really pre-plan out for it, and also I'm not really collecting pobs, although I might get a couple here and there because they have some really nice pobs, so I might try to get a few ones that aren't too expensive. But for now, I think I'm just going to put this in the front because, I don't know, I need to put that somewhere, but this card is truly like everything to me. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it for setting up for this collection. In terms of photo cards, I actually do have 2 others. So I have 1 copy of Stereotype, and I pulled this J like special card or whatever this card was called, and then I also pulled this Yoon card, which there is no way I'm giving this up because this card is absolutely phenomenal. So, and then I'm also not collecting this set, so I'm just keeping both of these. But yes, that is setting up for this collection. Right now it's only 5 pages, but I think it'll just be a really fun small collection. But yeah, stayc is definitely my favorite 4th gen girl group, and I'm just so excited for the future of that collection. And then my literal other favorite 4th Gen girl group right now, as pretty much everyone on the internet's favorite group, is IVE. So I've actually been collecting all these cards since their debut. I just never put them away, but now finally in this video, I'm going to store everything I've been accumulating. So I'm not collecting them very thoroughly. I'm really just collecting a few cards here and there from each album that I like, so I can have a few cards per era, but it's not going to really be a stressful collection. So this first page is going to be for 11, and I'm only going to have one page for this album because I only have one set of albums, so all those cards will fit perfectly on this page. So in IVE, my two biases are Liz and Eugen. I pretty much bias them equally, and then after that I don't really have a bias line. But in terms of photo cards, I'm going to like collect a few Liz and Eugen cards here and there, and then just keep my pulls for the rest. So I pulled Liz, but she's also one of my biases, and then this Ray I pulled, but I'm going to keep it because this card is so cute. And then right here will be for Liz's ID, which I actually have on the way now. So yeah, that will be for 11. And then these next two pages are for the Starship Square from 11. So the first four cards I have are Eugen and Liz's sets. And I'm just putting Liz on this column because they look better like this on the page, because I like that they're looking in towards each other. So that is this page. And then literally the craziest thing in the world happened. So when me and Brianna bought our 2 sets of 11, so you were supposed to get 3 Starship Squares if you bought a set. So we were thinking if we buy 2 sets, we'll get OT6 POBs, but Starship Square literally sent us 12 pre-order benefits. Like, both of us have a complete OT6 set, and since it's their debut and also like they're one of my favorite girl groups, I of course wanted to keep everyone. So that is what these next 2 pages are going to be for. So here are the concept cards, and then the selfies. And this page looks so satisfying because when they're in age order, these 2 diagonal look so good, and then these 2 diagonal look good because their heads kind of go all the way to the top and they both have space left over. And then also these 2 members, their reflection isn't really showing, so it's mostly like a selfie, and then these ones have like both of them in it. So I just think this page looks so satisfying, and that was like unintentional because of just in age order. So yeah, that is everything I had for 11. And then for Love Dive, which truly revolutionized my entire world. Love Dive is probably like my favorite song of the entire year, girl group or boy group. Like, this song just changed everything for me. Music video and song are sonically and holistically pure art and everything I love. So literally just cemented IVE as one of my favorite girl groups, even though they have 4 whole songs. But yeah, so this page is going to be for that. And again, I'm not collecting that many cards because I just want this collection to be really simple. So I currently have these 2 cards, and these were both pulls. So this is Ray's version 1, and then right here I actually have Liz's version 1 on the way, which is my favorite card of all time. Like, her in this outfit with the tie and the crown and the pink hair is just literally my favorite photo card, and I'm so happy to have that. It was literally my highest prio. And then this was a pull, and then I'm gonna collect 1 Eugen card. And coincidentally, but also really makes me really satisfied, is my favorite card of her 3 is actually the version 2, and this is version 2, so it's gonna be like 2 version 1s and 2 version 2s. And that is Love Dive. And then for POBs, I have both of their Starship Square sets, and I'm actually gonna put these in age order with Liz on the 2nd row because they look better like this to me. Because if they're this way, I like that they're facing each other. That's more visually pleasing. And also another thing I kind of like about this page is, like, she's on a white wall and she's on a black wall, but it doesn't really bother me because they're on 2 different shades of blue walls, and then every single background is a different color, so it's not like one is the odd one out. So I really like this page actually, even though all the colors are different, because I think it just looks like asymmetrically balanced. It's like a really good range of blues. But yeah, that is Starship Square. And then the last few things I have are the photo cards and little bookmarks from their welcome package. So me and Brianna actually bought one of these, and this group is kind of the craziest luck for us ever because her bias line is Wonyoung, Guile, and Ray, and then my two biases are Yujin and Liz, and we each get 3 each, and I will happily take Liso's because I think her cards are so beautiful. So whenever we buy any type of set, or if we get OT6 Starship Square or whatever, we can just split it down the middle, and none of our biases overlap at all, and it is literally the luckiest situation ever. But yeah, for this, I'm going to put in these cards. And then I think I'm going to put their bookmarks in the next column since they actually fit really well in these pockets. And there we go. I am so happy about this collection because, again, one of my favorite girl groups ever. There's a few Pobs I would absolutely love to get, but I's Pobs are honestly really expensive, and Liz is one of the hardest members to collect. So I'll try to get those sparingly and for a good price, but for now I'm just really happy with this. And even though it's not like a thorough collection, I'm really satisfied with just having a few cards from each era that are my absolute favorites. And now the last part of this video is going to be reorganizing my wjsn collection into these pockets. So when I first started my wjsn collection, I was collecting 3 members, but that's proven to be pretty difficult because of the availability in America. It's not that the cards aren't out there, it's just they're not really that available in the US, and I only buy photo cards from the US, so I've decided to just downsize to 2 members, and also in standing them longer, Sola and Enso are definitely my top 2 biases, so I'm really satisfied with just collecting them, and then also it looks really good in this layout, so I'm going to be reorganizing them here. But I did have a couple Yorm cards that I'm just going to keep for now until I get Enso's, and also I really like the Yorm cards I had, but I only had like 3 or 4. So yeah, this is going to be Would You Please, and I'm only collecting like from Would You Please, and then also, again, like those other 2 collections, I'm just collecting selectively, and also for what looks good on the 4-pocket layout. So for Would You Please, I'm just collecting 2 cards per member, and then this one will eventually be Enso, but also I don't mind keeping Yorms. And then the next album is Would You Stay? Again, literally my favorite Sola photo card era of their whole discography. And then for the summer, I'm only collecting 2 of the 3. And it's kind of irritating that they're not on the same page, but it works out for the album after this, so I don't really mind. Then we have As You Wish. And I actually have this one Yorm card that I'm going to store away for now because I do want to keep it. And then I had 1 Sola from this album. Then Enso. Then moving on to Neverland. This is literally my one and only complete page. These are the greenbacks, and then I already wasn't collecting the pink backs, so just moving on to the blue ones. And cards like this just look so satisfying in a 4-pocket. And then the units I was collecting. So I have 3 for this page. And then a natural, which is literally the saddest era ever for me. Which I don't really know why, because this era is the most recent, but Sola's cards are just so hard to find. But I have 1 Enso for the orange backs. And then for the blue backs, I have this 1 Sola card, which is actually new. It's like the only one I have of hers. So yeah, those are the blue backs. And then lastly, the purple backs. And that is this album. Then I had 2 units for a natural. And these are the Yoram units I had from Neverland, but there's room here, so I'm just gonna keep them here. And then the last era for my top 2 is wjsn the Black. And then I currently had 2 units, and they just fit perfectly down here. So those are those. And then these are just some cards that I had that I love, so I'm just going to put them at the back. And then this is one Yorm card I had from Neverland. And then my favorite Zola non-album photo card, which is just going to be this little page. And then for this last page, I have my 3 Neverland tickets, which I still need to get Unso for, because I had it secured at one point, but then it got lost in the mail and never arrived to the Nyoki warehouse. So yeah, that spot will be for her. These fit really nicely in here, so I decided to store them in here as well. And then I didn't put any of my OT10 sets in here because they look perfectly fine in my 9 pocket, so I just decided to do the album cards. But yeah, I'll do a quick flip through. I mean, it's pretty much all empty, but by making these cute fillers, it'll pretty much be my motivation to actually start working on this collection again. So yeah, this is Would You Please, and then, okay, I just realized I skipped a page, but I'll take this out. And then Would You Stay, then For the Summer, As You Wish, Neverland, Units, A Natural, and then some more units, and then wjsn the Black, and some extra cards, and then these Neverland tickets. And that is everything for them. And then over here we have Stardew Young Culture, Stereotype, Young Love, and the rest of Young Love. And then for Ive, 11, Starship Square, Love Dive, more Starship Square, and their welcome package. And yes, that is currently everything for this binder. It is like the perfect size for these 3 collections, because even when it's closed, it just looks like this, and there's a lot of extra pages in the back, so I just think these 3 collections fit absolutely perfectly in this size binder. And it also works out perfectly well because for all 3 groups, I'm collecting 2 members. So I am so excited to be collecting all of these groups moving forward. But yeah, I am just truly entering my girl group stan era right now. Like, I actually find myself listening to girl group music just as frequently as boy group music, and I really have the desire to collect a lot of these groups because they just have the prettiest photo cards ever, and just Fortune girl group music is just unmatched. My other favorite girl group is Purple Kiss, but these groups are going to take enough of my funds and mental capacity, so don't really want to start collecting Purple Kiss right now, but that is another one of my favorite groups. Comment down below your bias in these groups or who you collect, or really just anything about them, because I need people to talk about these groups with. But yeah, Song of the Year 2022, Love Dive, Young Love. Actually just changed my world. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.